A special Odyssey DLC called Legends of the Aegean Sea suddenly appeared in people's DLC installed list on the PC. So let's discuss what this might mean. Did you know that you could talk to Darius after the second episode of the Legacy of the First Blade? Well, let's do that, and there's more to discuss. So let's get into it. If you enjoyed that, then a like of course would be super appreciated. And let's go. I got reached out by Jack6345 recently, who noted that in his Uplay launcher on the PC, the DLC for Assassin's Creed Odyssey called Legends of the Aegean Sea suddenly appeared in the list, with all the other DLCs that we know are in the game right now, like the Legacy of the First Blade, the Blind King pre-order mission that you can get now via the Ubisoft Club section of the game, the Secrets of Greece, the Season Pass exclusive mission, and the Deluxe Pack and the Season Pass content. So yes, what is this DLC that we don't know the existence of doing here in this list? We also got the release hunt on Reddit, who also got this under owned DLC. And yes, it's of course not out right now, we think, right? Of course, let me know your theories in the comments down below, or maybe you already have an idea of what this might mean. But yeah, from the sounds of it, it is likely some naval-focused DLC. One thing that would be really cool are of course sea monsters. And yeah, there were totally some sea monsters in the Greek mythology for sure. And this makes me want to go back to an older tweet I received from Joseph, highlighting the massive tentacle that you can find right now in the game. It's over here on the map in the Heracleion town at the Divisionman Bay. And we see a lot of like smaller tentacles there, and then this major one. And yes, this has likely been there since the launch of the game, but this could be some sort of tease for maybe something bigger that is out there in this world. Or it could be just coincidence, or just a pretty big tentacle for whatever reason. I don't know, but I thought it was interesting to link the Legends of the Aegean Sea sort of leak, you can call it. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it is something we will see in the future, to this big tentacle that you can now already see in the game. Again, your theories are welcome in the comments down below, because it is very noteworthy for sure. Just like more Hidden Blade animations I received after that recent video where I highlighted some of them, and many people actually said that this is not a Hidden Blade animation, but the same animation you do for killing a sleeping enemy. So yes, I can totally see that comparison, but I want to stress that I think it does look different enough, and more as if you are killing an enemy with a weapon on your wrist instead of like you holding a spear. We got a new potential Hidden Blade animation from Reese, who reached out to me with footage of him like shooting someone from high up the mountain and then climbing up the ladder with the shadow of Nick's ability to finish this person off with indeed what looks like a Hidden Blade animation. Like you see the arm that goes all the way to the back with the hand like more open, while with killing a sleeping enemy, that animation you stab the enemy a little bit while holding the spear. While with this other like unknown animation that looks to be a hidden blade, we now sometimes see the hands of your character like more open. What is interesting though, and what we do have to note, is that you do see your character like put the spear back after this potential Hidden Blade animation. So that might indeed suggest that there's something else going on. But I don't know, I'm sticking with my Hidden Blade theory, because it's more clear in the footage I received from John Seed from the Far Cry 5 family. Anyway, he can't decide when to shoot the enemy, but when he finally does, the enemy falls on the ground, and Cassandra finishes him off by opening her hand and like stabbing him. Like, I feel it's more obvious here when you play this clip in slow motion. Again, could totally be a glitched killing enemies when they are sleeping animation, but I think there's more going on. But I don't want to promise that we do get the Hidden Blade, of course, as I said many times before, because I don't think it will happen. But these animations keep happening, and they really seem like sort of connected. Of course, if you find something interesting in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, let me know on Twitter at JorRaptor, Instagram JorRaptor, or in the comments of my most recent Odyssey video. And there's actually more about the Hidden Blade, because you can talk to Darius and Natakas, or Nima if you of course play Alexios, after you finished the second episode of the Legacy of the First Blade. So slight spoilers, I think, for that second episode. Yeah, you still here? So yes, they are at the house where you start and end the DLC, chilling there on the upper floor, I guess you can call it. So you have the option to talk to Darius, and he will have multiple things to say. Some are things that you already heard during the DLC, like at the start when traveling on the horse, about what he did between the first and the second episode. Like, exactly the same dialogue is placed there. Does a Mystios make a good living is one of the questions that will be asked, where Cassandra says that she does alright. And then you might think, hey, are these all the conversations? Because you will hear some of the same conversations over and over again before getting a new one. But you want to like ask him over and over again, because there are way more options. We got one about if Darius is lonely. You can ask him about the mother of Natakas or Nima, or the wife of Darius, of course. But more interesting is that you can ask him about his secret sword.
I like your secret sword.
Hidden blade.
Hidden blade. I've got a spear.
You've got King Leonidas' spear.
How did you know?
I was there, Cassandra, at Thermopylae. I've seen that blade in full flight.
You were at Thermopylae.
Perhaps.
So yes, apart from the fact that they are talking about the hidden blade in this conversation, we also learned that Darius was there 480 years before the Common Era. He could not have been that old then, because I think that right now we are at 422 before the Common Era. So if that calculation is right, again, of course, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, then it means that 58 years have passed since those events in Thermopylae. That is very interesting. Does this hint at something that we will learn more about in the third episode of the Legacy of the First Blade? I mean, could be for sure. We still don't know everything about Darius, it feels like. There are likely some more secrets that will be revealed. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get to fight him again, or that there is a choice that will have you either fight him or not. Because we of course already had that boss fight in the first episode of the Legacy of the First Blade, your first encounter with Darius. And I still think that since they gave like Darius a ton of cool moves and spent a lot of time like making that fight interesting, that we have to do that like again maybe in the third episode. I mean, it could be that Ubisoft spent a lot of resources to have that first encounter be really cool, but I think it's also Ubisoft to have that return, because now it was kind of an in-between fight, while it could of course be an amazing boss fight for sure. I mean, I don't know, seems like Darius is the good guy now for sure, and I grew to love him over the course of these episodes, so I could totally be wrong, but I thought it was worth noting. It could also be that maybe Darius helps us turn the sort of Spear of Leonidas into a hidden blade, since Darius seems to know something about this weapon. I mean, the hidden blade from Darius should be given to Aya from Cleopatra. So if Cassandra or Alexios gets the hidden blade, then it has to be through another way. And still, like, the Spear of Leonidas really looks like the same shape as the hidden blade. But yeah, episode 3 will be interesting in that regards. Of course, we already know that it will likely start with an attack on the house thanks to the DLC trailer. And by the way, cool, if a mercenary now shows up and comes to the house, Darius will help you fight this mercenary, just like you sometimes do alongside him as well. So that's a pretty nice touch. I would say totally go and talk to them. Yes, you can talk to Natakas or Nima as well. And while you will hear the same dialogue multiple times, there are some interesting conversations to be had. Like where Cassandra says that she actually wants to leave the house, but Natakas says that this is where they belong. Well, not for long, I guess. We of course know that the third episode will be out in March, no date yet, but likely on a Tuesday in the early parts of the month would be my guess. But before that, we get some changes to the second episode with a better explanation of this romance if you did not want to engage in it. Maybe that will be part of the next update that I expect either the coming week or the second week of February. I'll of course let you know here when we know more. And let's hope that the update also fixes the fact that the new Hammer of Argas is not in the visual customization window, just like the Steropist's bow that can also not be selected in this visual customization window. And that they finally make the exclamation mark disappear in the inventory window when you already like saw all the new things you got, because right now it will always be there. Subscribe of course for everything Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you haven't already, hit the bell notification to stay up to date on my latest uploads, like the video to support channel, and let's go to the Eagles of the Olympian store of course to try and get the freaking Hades Lieutenant, as I always do at the end of my videos, but no luck so far, so let's try it today. Yes, it's that time again that we go kiss the feet of Sargon. I mean, I've tried everything, nothing seems to work, so let's do it like this. Yeah, like that, Sargon. Okay then, now give me the freaking Hades Lieutenant, let's try it. Olympian gift. Ooh. Tracker's boots, assassin damage, intoxicated duration and all damage. I mean, pretty nice for a poison assassin. Of course, if you got a cool poison assassin build, hit me up, input@JorRaptor.com. Many of you noticed that I forgot this the last time, so wanna set that right. Sorry. Will not happen again. Will not happen again. Maybe that's why. I mean, that should not cost luck, because I just do it every time I don't get the Hades Lieutenant. But I'll make sure that I will not forget that again. Of course, my Hades Lieutenant search will continue in future videos, so subscribe of course to stay up to date on everything Odyssey. Expect the February content update where we learn more about the new things coming in February really soon, and I will let you know of course when we know more. Like the video to support channel, check out my recent video on a secret boss you might have encountered during the latest Lost Tales of Greece mission, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye!